Where's the camera? This camera is weird, baby. I gotta look. All right.
Hey guys, I'm joined today by Tevin Dyce. How you doing today?
I'm good. How you doing, bro?
Appreciate you coming on the show. It's been trying to get you on for a while. Our times finally met up, and it's a good timing. So I'm glad to have you on.
Yeah. I'm glad to be on. Sorry, because craziness, timing, kids, like you said. So
Absolutely. And you do so you do some teaching at the. Are you at Jackson Wink still?
No, I left Jackson Wing probably about 3 weeks ago. So now I'm back in New York City.
Okay. Well, so you were there for the departure of Jon Jones, or?
Yeah, I was there for that, but I don't want to speak on that. That's between them and John's situation is John's situation, and their situation is their situation, and it just, I guess John did best for him, and they did his best for them.
Absolutely, yeah. It's one of those things that we'll see what his future holds for sure. But let's get into your fight coming up. It's on the 11th of December, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, sir. December 11th.
Jon Johnson.
Yeah, Jon Johnson. Yeah. The Voodoo Noodle, he calls himself.
What a nickname, eh?
Man. I like it.
So have you been? Do you know much about him? Like, have you watched the tape on him? Is there something that you see that is going to be good in the fight for you?
Yeah. I mean, he seemed like a good fighter. No disrespect or nothing. He seemed like a really good fighter. I feel like the level of competition we both face is a little different. I feel he's a karate style fighter, it looks like, and they say he's a judo brown belt as well, which is cool. I've been doing judo since I was a kid myself. I've been grappling since I was a kid. I think my grappling is my strong base, whether it's wrestling, jiu-jitsu, or judo. And yeah, I think it's gonna be a fun matchup. I really do. He seems talented, so it's gonna be, a fun mixture of styles, and I feel like I'm the more high level fighter, of course, because you have to in this game. But I think it's gonna be a good fight, and he's not just gonna be he's not a scrub or nothing like that. And I like having tough challenges.
You like someone who could bring out the dog in yourself, right? It makes you become a better fighter, I guess.
Yeah, not even like a dog no more. Cause I used to feel like a dog before, but then you get tired and all that. So now I just bring out the high level martial artist in me. Like, at the end of the day, I don't want to. In fighting, nobody wants to get into a brawl. Like, fight at night is cool, but I'd rather the performance of the night, or like just make it. Even if the fighter is good, if I can show I'm superior with my technique, then it wouldn't look as they're so good. If I go in there and get a dominant finish, a dominant knockout, a dominant submission, or just dominate him for 3 rounds, that's what I'm hoping for. As should he. I'm not trying to go in there and see who the toughest guy is. I want to see who's the better fighter. Period.
Okay. Yeah, it's better to make a statement, I guess, by a knockout, a submission, instead of getting those dog fights, because then it could take time off your career in reality.
For real. And I'm all for fighters sparring smart, training smart. I don't want to just be 40 years old and I can't remember my kids' names, or I can't just think, or I can't just talk. So the whole game plan is really just to get hit, not get hit, and just be smarter than the other guy. What I'm saying? Fight a smart fight. So I could just fight again 2 months after. COVID, I haven't fought in 2 years. So COVID, this is the most I've ever been off from fighting, competing. It's weird to me.
I was going to get into that topic. You've been off for a while. It's been since 2019. Coming off the loss, did you take time to really train since that loss? Is that another reason that kind of COVID might have helped you a bit, do you think?
Helped in a sense, yeah, because I got a lot more just training. I got, I was doing a lot of striking at Jackson Wing, just fixed up little holes in that game. But I really wanted to fight right afterwards. After it, just a lot of things just wasn't going my way. I couldn't get a fight, couldn't keep a fight. Yeah, I took time off, but it really wasn't on purpose. I wasn't injured, so I've been training the whole 2 years. So I feel like I took time off from competing, but I've been training constantly. I've been teaching constantly. So and I think ring rust is a kind of a thing, but I really don't think it's a thing if you have the experience, and the experience I already have. When I spar with the high level guys, to pretty much everybody, I think when I get in there, it's gonna feel like just riding a bike. and it's not gonna really feel any different. 'Cause he fought within the last couple of months, but you know, I've been fighting my whole life. I've been training my whole life. It's not once the cage door. Of course, there's gonna be nerves going into it. Everybody has nerves, but once the cage door closes, I don't believe ring rust exists. It's either I'm gonna fight or I'm not gonna fight. At that point, if I'm fighting, you know, I have all my skills in my arsenal.
For sure. I've talked to a couple fighters, and I always like to know, like, I always think to myself, what is a regimen for you? Like, you're kind of nervous the night before, and it's hard to sleep. How do you make sure you get a nice or proper rest before a fight? Because I always say, like, you don't know if these fighters before had the best sleep, and that's the reason why they didn't perform right? That could be hey, I didn't fight well because I didn't sleep. It might sound like an excuse, but it's possible.
But yeah, I mean, it's all possible. Like it's so possible. So many possibilities. Like I could stub my toe right before I walk into the fight and have a swollen foot going to like everything's an excuse and then everything is not an excuse because it could be true. But sleeping as the amateur, I remember I used to like be so nervous sometimes I wouldn't be able to go to sleep. And then I started getting better with it. And then after I lost the fight, I had like a long win streak and I lost the fight. My mom and my aunt and everybody that was close to me were the only people that really looked out for me and made sure I was okay and made sure I just wasn't taking it too bad. So after that, to be honest, the nerves are the same. They never changed for me. I could sleep good on fighting because I always grew up. I don't really care what people think of me. I don't really care to. At this point in my life, I already know who I am as a man. So I don't really care to like have to prove anything to nobody. Just to myself. I just want to prove to myself I'm a top level fighter. But I don't gotta prove that to nobody. If you train with me, you already know I'm a top level fighter. So to me, it takes a while to get there. But also, I just don't care what people think, and I feel like that helps fighters more because you get all your friends texting you. That's what I kind of hate too on fight week, day before the fight. You get all your friends and family texting you, yo, we're all here, man. We're all watching you. You gotta win. This and that. It's like so. Of course, in their mindset, they think they're like supporting you, but in my mindset, it's like, damn, everyone I ever grown up with is gonna watch me fight, and I don't want to embarrass myself. I don't want to lose, because your friends automatically think you're gonna win. It's like it's weird how people who are close to you they automatically assume you're just gonna win a fight. So everybody's already like, yo, I can't wait to the after party. I can't this and that. And your brain's like, damn, I hope I can make the after party. I hope I can. So you start staying up and giving yourself anxiety, making yourself feel anxious. Now I'm like, man, people who love me are gonna love me regardless, and if they don't, then they didn't love me anyway, so I wouldn't even care. So now I try to get a pretty good sleep, because I'm old and I had a couple of fights. I've been competing a lot, so now I'm like,
whatever.
Yeah, if I do lose, it's gonna be I'm good enough where if somebody does beat me, they ain't gonna embarrass me. If they catch me with a knockout, I caught with a knockout. So you're not just gonna beat my ass for 3 rounds like I'm a child. So once I get comfortable with myself, I'm like, man, listen, everybody gotta lose. He has his family, I got a family. He gotta lose, I gotta lose. In other things in life, I lost in life way more than I have in a fight. So when it comes to a fight, it's like, I'm just nervous as hell, but I don't really put so much pressure on myself no more. I'm a firm believer that in this world, people put too much pressure on themselves. Social media makes everybody just like, you're not gonna be perfect, and social media makes everybody seem perfect, but that person could be perfect in the video. As soon as that video go off, they're depressed. So I don't even care. A fight's a fight. Somebody's gonna lose regardless.
Just have fun with it.
Oh yeah, have fun with. I mean, I'm serious, but I have fun with it. I enjoy life, I don't. Of course, I'm do everything in my power to not even get touched. Of course, because I don't, But I know someone during a fight I might get put on my back. I might get taken down, or anything can happen. I'm not gonna just get a anxiety attack. I'm like, things happen. Just go with the punches. Roll with it. But I see this fight going pretty well for me, to be honest.
Is it at bantamweight or flyweight?
Flyweight, 125.
Okay. How is that weight cut for you?
It's not too bad. It's not too good. I'm getting bigger now, so I walk around a little heavy. It's not just about I was an amateur. I don't have, I had to cut like 10 pounds or whatever. Now I'm getting a little heavier, but I've never missed weight. I've always made weight when I had to. I missed weight when I was a kid in high school once, and I was like, I'm never doing this ever again. I was the number one seed in the wrestling tournament, and I missed weight. Only reason I got to go to finals was because I already qualified without having to do the tournament. I was just gonna do the tournament just to kind of wrestling. If you were top seed, you don't have to like qualify for like states and sectionals, or sectionals to go to states. And then I had already qualified, but I was just being lazy. And my coach made us just do the tournament anyway. But I think I had like fried chicken last night. Ironically, it was just my dad. I was so much chicken. I just overweight. I couldn't burn it off the next morning. So just being young, dumb, cocky.
Yeah.
And I missed weight. And ever since then, I was like, nah, I don't think I'm ever going to do that. My coach was screaming at me, and I was like, I'm professional, and there's no way I'm gonna. How do I look skinny and missing weight? That don't even go together. He was like, how are you in shape when you miss weight? And I was like, yo, that's crazy. So I was just like, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
You live and you learn, right?
Oh yeah, you live and you learn. Yeah.
So
Have to miss weight ever.
So with Bellator, was that just a one-off contract?
Yeah, that was supposed to be whoever wins that go to the UFC, because the guy that beat me went straight to the UFC. So, God bless him. I was number one in New York, and he was number one in Russia and kickboxing as well. I think number 6 or whatever. So if I would have won that fight, I would have just been to the UFC like he did. But we had the same record at the time. No, I think he had one fight less than me. And then when he beat me, he had the same record as me coming in. And he signed to the UFC like a few months later.
Absolutely. And getting back into it, one of my main questions that you were kind of already answered was, like Dominic Cruz said, there's no such thing as ring rust. Like 2 years off, is you just think that that you've been staying in shape and training in the gym that's enough, or is there a part of you that is worried that it'll affect you on fight night?
Nah, because to be honest, what Jackson Wink is good at is sparring.
Yeah.
People can say whatever they want about Jackson Wink. What they can't say is bad sparring there. So when you spar with killers after killers after killers after killers, and like you said, Dominic Cruz was one of the first fighters I ever met. Dominic Cruz, Frankie Edgar, and GSP. So Dominic Cruz was in Henzo's in New York City. Dominic Cruz is a real dude, and he proved it right. He had almost 4 years off, came back and destroyed, what was the Asian dude?
Oh, Takeya Mizaki.
Mizaki, yeah, he destroyed Takeya Mizaki. And then he came back and beat TJ for the belt
2 years later.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and he was off constantly for the knee surgery, the knee retort. So ring rust, and I told myself this too. I'm like, this will be my 6th pro fight. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be as nerve-wracking as my first amateur fight. Ask any fighter, their first amateur fight, you feel different. You feel like the whole walk you're gonna throw up. You feel the whole in the backstage. You feel like your arms. You can it's your first fight in front of everybody you know. And everyone's already telling you, man, hey, fighting is crazy, man. I don't know if you wanna. Yo, this is. Oh man. So you're already nervous. Your parents don't want you to do it, and you go out there, and then you win. And then it makes it a little easier. It makes it a little easier. And I don't think no fight. This is for the title, but by then I'm already confident in myself that title fights are going to be hard regardless. But I don't think no matter how long I take off, I don't think any fight will ever be as nerve-wracking as just my first amateur fight or even my first pro fight. Those nerves are. I didn't hear you.
Oh, I just said okay. Like I was just nodding to what you're saying.
I feel it. Yeah, because if you think about it, I got the experience now, so I know what a pro fight feels like. I know what a pro fight at Bellator feels like. If anything, fighting in a region, even though B2 and Coliseum are great regional shows, they send all these guys to the UFC and Bellator. I've already fought in Bellator, so I already know I got all the lights in my face. I already know what it feels like to have everybody. So I mean, if it's not gonna be in front of 15, 20,000 people. So I could relax a little bit. And also, my friends and family aren't gonna be there in person because it's Indiana. So I really don't. A fight is just a fight at that point. You know, I don't think I'm gonna have any nerve. I just look at it like, hey, we sparring. You know, because I'm not gonna have my fans. I'm gonna have my girlfriend and my coach.
Yeah.
So I might have two coaches, but I'm not gonna have anybody in the crowd for me. Really, he's gonna be the hometown guy. He's gonna be the one. Every time I fought somebody in their hometown, I've won.
Yeah.
So it takes the pressure off me. He's the one had a lot of pressure. He's gotta, you know, impress everybody in his mind, which he don't either. You know, if they like you, they like you. They don't, they don't. But you know, I think it's gonna be a good matchup.
Yeah, I can't wait for it for sure. Before I let you go, I just got like one or two more questions. Who is someone that you looked up to training with, or someone like an MMA fighter that you grew up watching that really stuck out in your mind?
Oh, that I grew up watching?
Someone that, like, for me it was Frankie Edgar actually was my hero.
Yeah.
Who is someone that you look up to in MMA or looked up to?
So starting out, Frankie Edgar was the first person I saw with the UFC belt. I was like 16, 15 training at Henzo's, and he was the same size as me. And I was like, yo,
Yeah,
this dude is short as hell, and he fights at 155. I'm
yeah,
gonna fight at 155. I was 15 years old. I'm never fighting at 155 in my life. I'm gonna fight at 155 and be 5'6" and beat all these guys. Man, that was not happening. But he gave me the confidence at first. But the guys that I think took me under their wing that I really this is crazy because it's actually really happened. Like I was you know, I would watch Jon Dodson when I in high school
yeah,
knock
yeah.
dudes out. Like he's one of the top fighters and he still is one of the top fighters in the world. But at that time when I was in high school, John was a killer. And I was like, yo, I just want to be like this guy. I want to move. It was Demetrius Johnson, but it was like, oh, between Jon Dodson and Demetrius Johnson at my weight class. Now, fast forward, I'm best friends with dude. I was just texting him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'll go to his house. My girl and his girl are friends. I'm cool with his kids. Like,
That's amazing.
you know, like I spend the night at his house. It's now we're like really good friends. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So that's a blessing to me. And Carlos Condit was blew my mind. Carlos
I was
Condit was
say my favorite two fighters of all time are Carlos Condit and Frankie Edgar, and Carlos as from Albuquerque himself.
yo, Carlos, man, like I've been to his coffee spot so many times. Carlos Condit is so weird because he doesn't believe he's Carlos Condit. Like
Yeah,
my girl be like, this is the guy you're talking about. I'm like, you know what? We can watch some old Carlos Condit fights because he if you talk to him, he would like. If I was Carlos Condit, I'm showing everybody my highlight videos. If I just met you, you know who I am. Oh, look at this flying knee I just landed. Like he used to kill people. He was skinny. It was nothing crazy about him. He was just a dude that went to the gym, started learning how to strike, got good at jiu-jitsu, and he was just like he had like at one point it was like 22 wins and 21 finishes.
it's crazy.
Crazy. And then you meet him in person, he's the most humblest guy. We grapple all together. We hung out in Cowboys Ranch so many times. Look, Cowboy as well. Cowboy, I should have said Cowboy too. I was about to forget about Cowboy, but my coach Harry is Cowboy, Carlos Condit, Landon's, and Jon Jones at one point too, and
Mm.
Jon Dodson's grappling coach. And he was like a big brother to me since I was 15, 14 years old. So everywhere he went to go teach, he took me. So I got to be cool with Cowboy, be cool with Carlos, be cool with John, be cool with Big John. So now I think, you know, I owe Harry a lot because I gained so many connections with him through those guys that I'm cool with those guys. I've been to the ranch 1,000 times. I've been on Cowboy's boat. Cowboys
Wow.
Cowboy never charged me $1, but he let us use all of his coaches. So I really learned how to strike and just really get my movement and my sparring really good. Training with those guys, just like real strict training, you know. And then a lot of stuff like that. I've been hanging out with Jon Jones for like these last 2 years as well. I've been hanging out with Jon Jones when he does Gibson's privates and just seeing how somebody of that level trains. It
Mm-hmm.
it made me realize I don't have to rush everything. I could just do it slow and just you know you don't have to fucking just
Hey,
yeah, step by step at the highest level. That's the biggest thing I learned in these 2 years is not having to just burn. That's what I mean by ring rush. Ring rush. I don't think it's gonna be a thing for me because I'm not gonna just come out there and just want to get the fight over with. I'm gonna take my time. Like watching John and Carlos fight. Little John's look crazy. He'll just go out there, boom. But watching, these high level guys fight, they take their time. Everything is crisp. 1, 2, basics. When they need to go, they go. When they don't need to go, they conserve. They're smart. And these last 2 years, where I learned really, and I got my eyes done. I was fighting, basically blind for so long, just getting by with my good grappling. But now I got my eyes done. I feel like, I can actually see people now. I can see where things coming from. I can't wait to get another 3-fight win streak going, and hopefully, more than 3-fight win streak.
Absolutely. Well, I really appreciate you coming on the show today. It was awesome talking to you. Is there anything you'd like to say before I let you go?
Nah, man, I appreciate you getting me on the show, and I hope you could tune in December 11th. I'll post the link, and I'll post everything. I should be the co-main event, they said. It's going to be like a 12-fight card, so I'll probably be fighting late, but I'm trying my best, of course, to make it quick, but make it very technical.
Absolutely. I'll be watching for sure. I appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Awesome.